Hey, what's going on, guys? Sam Crowley. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm going to get started here in just a second. How's everybody doing on this amazing Wednesday? Man, it feels like anything. I don't even know what day it is anymore between the coronavirus and, every day is Saturday and not having a job for 15 years. Whoo, boy. Whoo, boy. Great to see everybody. Great to see everybody. Hey, I want to encourage everyone here. Wow, look at everybody joining. Holy cow. Hope you all weren't waiting too long. I'm going to show a method and a system today that's going to be super quick, 20 minutes, right? 30 minutes maybe. It's called a micro webinar because I'm just not about that webinar life, man, of going an hour to an hour and a half and, going through all these hoops and slides and neuro-linguistic programming. I don't even think I'm smart enough to do neuro-linguistic programming, to be quite honest with you. Hey, Angie Chelly, great to see you. Give a holla out. Where's everybody from? I would love to know where everybody's from. Where you guys dialing in from? That's old school, by the way, dialing in from the old teleclass. Where's everybody from? I see my buddy John Daly, got Mike Wenzel on here, Howard, what's going on? John's in Michigan. You think you guys will open up in 2020 at all, John, or what's going on up there, man? You're so close, near to Ohio. Hey, Dan, what's going on? Nikki, great to see you as well. Corey. Let's see, Corey's from Calgary, Canada, almost said Ontario. Nikki from France. Wow, you might be the farthest one away. That's farther away than Michigan, I think. Killeen, Texas. Mike, Nashville. Oh, it's the world famous Angel Salucci. How are you, Angel? Great to see you. Sharon from Scotland in the UK. Roosevelt, my man. In the city so nice they named it twice. New York, New York. All right, guys, I got one slide. Man, model this, okay? I'm gonna probably share more of my screen than just that, but share, keynote, there it is. Came for one slide. How to earn $3,000 to $10,000 a month sharing your zone of genius. Now, what I really want to do is I want to eliminate a lot of objections on why you can't do this, okay? Because it's not that you don't have the technical skills. It's not, you can put a PowerPoint together. I mean, I don't like PowerPoints. I do it from stage because I have to, but whenever I speak from stage, I have the least amount of PowerPoints of any speaker ever, probably in the history of speaking. And that's for a reason, because have you ever been to an event where it's like death by PowerPoint? You're like, oh my God, I know how great you are. Or how much of this information are you just gonna kill me with, okay? So I want to address 3 or 4 questions on why people believe they cannot earn 3 to 10 grand a month sharing their zone of genius, okay? So, and if you have a question, objection, or if you're even questioning this process, go ahead, type it in the chat. I would love to address it right here. I mean, I would love to. This is live, not holding anything back. If you got a question about how to do it or what you think, you can fire it out there. I'll do the best I can to answer it. And I think I'll be able to help you out, okay? So why would somebody pay me? That's the number one thing that comes up, okay? Why would somebody pay me? Or even take it back further. How would I find anybody to pay me? Well, funny you ask. Where's my Facebook page? Hold on a second. If you're not a member of there it is, Everyday Saturday group of dreamers, doers, entrepreneurs, okay? I decided to check in with Ian Highfield. I just posted this a little while ago. So if you're not a member, get in there and just ask to join. It's free to join. He sold $12,000. I didn't even know this before I was going to do this webinar. Like, this just happened. He sent me a text message. Hey man, I got another sale. I'm like, what do you mean I got another sale? You got another sale. See, I even got the same shirt on. I just did the interview an hour ago. I go, what do you mean you got another sale? He goes, well, I'm up to about 12 grand over the last few weeks. I'm like, okay, that's serious money, man. He sold all of this with a new podcast, no website, no funnel, no advertising. And this interview will inspire you, whether you just did a podcast, starting today, or you've been doing one for 10 years. The content will inspire you, because what you'll find in Ian's story is what you see in all of these testimonials that I publish is these are everyday people just like you. Prior to podcasting or speaking or anything like that, they had no experience. Like, they weren't quite sure what their message was. And once they dialed in on what that message was, then they gained what everybody needs. Does anybody in here lack confidence? And if you say no, you're lying, okay? Because even I lack confidence as well. Sometimes you're not sure about everything you do. You know what I mean? It's like nobody is arrogant to say, I got everything in life figured out. So how do you get people to pay you, and how do you find people? Well, look, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know it's no secret that I'm a huge fan of podcasting. Okay. So because I'm a huge fan of podcasting, that's my go-to, because there's no barrier to entry. There literally, you can put a podcast up today and you don't pay to advertise. You can't pay to advertise. Ian actually said he did pay a person on Fiverr, some DJ or somebody else with a podcast, to give him a shout out. I didn't even think of that. Like, I've never even done that. I've been doing it 15 years. I've never even done that. He said he noticed like a little uptick in his downloads, but not much. He paid the guy $60. But even, $60 is $60. It's not a lot of money. You should have your expectations dialed in. If you want to compare that, doing Facebook ads, you'll be spending $6,000 a month if you want to try to put together a funnel. So let me compare the two. I'm going to answer all of these questions. Why would somebody pay you? How do you find people? But let's go back to this slide, and let's just add a new slide here. Okay, we're going to click. Let's add new. I don't even know. Let's just go with something like this. Okay, you guys love this. We're going to do. We're going to title this one "New Slide." How's that? Okay. So let's say I put this in the email. I mean, a lot of people like to launch courses, right? $97 a month. Let's say you want to launch a course. Why wouldn't I want to sell $3,000 to $10,000 a month doing that? I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying, if you want to get there the quickest, there's no faster way to do it than to get people on the phone. And you don't have to be a professional salesperson. Okay. Please don't think that. I'm not. Now, I have sales experience, but if you've ever been on a power call with me, if you booked a call with me in the last year or so, I'm the worst salesperson there is. I leave so much money on the table because I want your success first, because I know if I get you to that first level of success, you're going to keep coaching with me, and we're going to keep going and going and going. All right. So you don't need to be a professional salesperson. Here, can I give you a question to ask people when you get them on the phone? Okay. Ask them this question. Hey, what do you like best about our process, my process, our brand, our company, our message? What do you like best about it? That's $1 million question. Why? Because now you have people repeating back to you what your message is, what your brand is, what your own zone of genius is that you may not even be aware of sometimes, that they're like, oh, wow, you got that out of wow, that's amazing. When people repeat back to you what it is that you do really well, that's an amazing buying sign. It's not a guarantee they're going to pay you. It's not a guarantee you're going to get money, but it is an amazing hoop that they've jumped through to say, I am a fan of yours, and I can repeat back to you what your features and benefits are. Okay. So looking at this $97 a month, you would have to, if you're going to make 10 grand a month, let's even say, I don't even want to say 10 grand because sometimes that number is too big for people. It shouldn't be, but it is. So let's say 3,000, you would need what, 30 of those, okay? Times 30 to do $3,000 roughly. Now, if you were doing that, okay? If you're going to try to do that, how are you going to get 30 people? Do you know how many places you got to do to find 30 people? So let's go through this exercise, okay? Let's say you have an email list of 1,000 people, all right? Email. I'm just going to show you this because this is what I used to do before I started doing over the last 5 years what I do now, and that's just getting people on the phone, having a conversation, and I ask them 25 minutes of great content, 5 minutes take, and I share with you how we can work together. That's basically it, okay? If you have 1,000 people on your email list, okay, and let's say you have a really amazing open rate, amazing, like above industry average, 10% open rate, okay? You might have higher, that's great, okay? So 100 people are gonna open your email. And by the way, how many email lists are you on? 1 million, like I am? You just get boom, 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 boom. People bombarding your inbox with messages, buy, 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 buy. You know what I mean? So emails are like, that's almost like, oh boy. Now you're on here because I sent you an email because obviously I deliver some content via email and I'm not just bombarding you to buy stuff all the time. Or maybe you follow me on social media, I'm not quite sure. But 100 people open your email. So that's good, 10% open rate, that's good, pretty standard industry average. How many people are going to click through? Okay, let's spell click right. Click-through rate. Let's say 5% click-through rate. Okay, that's pretty good. And again, we're doing industry average. Click-through rate is 5%. Now you've got 5 people go to your, whatever you want to call it, sales page, okay? And let's say that you have an amazing copywriter, like you hired the best copywriter in the world to write your sales copy, which nobody does because they'll charge you $25,000 to write copy. How do I know? I've paid that much for copy. So, but let's say you've got the most amazing salesperson in the world and you didn't have to mortgage your house to hire them, but they still wrote copy for you. All right, cool. Amazing is going to be 5% sales. Okay. Sales conversion. So if you have 1,000 email list, you're going to, and let's even round up. So instead of 2.5, which is really what this is, you can't put a half of a person somewhere. Let's round this up to equal 3 people, 3 sales, 3 sales out of 1,000 emails. For a $97 product, you made $300. Okay. And you got to do this over and over and over and over again. And again, I'm not saying, obviously this is a viable option. So I'm not saying this doesn't happen. I have this. I run Facebook ads, but I'm spending $5,000 a month. Most people don't have $5,000 a month to spend to run Facebook ads, right? So what I do is I'm trying to help people understand that once you get this zone of genius, okay, and don't think for a minute, listen, you got to look at me. You got to look, okay? Just get off social media. I'm only going another 10 to 15 minutes unless you got questions, all right? I don't want to belabor this point, okay? You need to be comfortable with that right there, zone of genius. And all that is getting people from point A to point B. You're not solving their marriage issues. You're not solving their finance issues unless that's what you do for a living. You're not putting a roof on their home. You're not helping the kids deal with bullying in school. I mean, those are all for professionals who specialize in that area. You're specializing in exactly where you need to be, your zone of genius, getting them just from point A to point B. And let me tell you this, I use this term all the time, Advil. You ever take an Advil? I've taken Advil. You ever had a bad back? You ever just, oh my God, I got a bad back like that. Oh, what would you pay to get rid of that back pain? Those of you that have ever suffered from back pain, you know it's the most excruciating pain there is. Well, I'll say the most excruciating. It's pretty bad, okay? You can't tie your shoes, you can't bend over, you can't walk, you can't sit, any position, sitting, standing, everything, it just hurts like crazy. Am I right? And if somebody came up to you and said, hey, I will give you a pill that takes that pain away forever. You got $5,000? You would beg, borrow, and steal, call every relative you have, or just get your credit card out right there to give them the $5,000, him or her that $5,000. Am I right? That's what you're solving, getting them unstuck from point A to point B. And you have to get out of your head or you're dead, okay? You have to stop that chatter in your mind that says, well, who would pay me? Why am I so special? I've never done this before. Or that's in a past life. Or here's a good one. Let me know, you raise your hand, look, you be honest, no one else is gonna see. Have you ever thought, well, that someone is already doing that and they do it better than I do it? Have you ever had that thought? Feel free to raise your hand, man. I mean, look, I do. I Googled, good, you guys are raising your hand. I love it, thank you. I did it. When I started speaking, I Googled, the worst thing I could ever do was Google motivational speakers. I don't even want to be known as a motivational speaker. Like, that's not what I do. But I like to motivate people. But man, I saw there's Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, the great Jim Rohn. They were all still alive. Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar were still alive when I was getting into this game. And all these other people who had these amazing, still way better than me. Lisa Nichols. I mean, come on, man. Dr. Dennis Waitley. These people are New York Times bestsellers. Why would anybody ever want to listen to me? Dumb me, college dropout, Cincinnati, Ohio. I got nothing going on. Until I told people that I helped them go through massive transition and create a lifetime full of Saturdays, monetizing what it is that you love to do. And then people started perking their ears. They didn't care that I didn't come with a New York Times best-selling book. They didn't care that I've never been on stage before. You know, I was selling programs and coaching before I ever got on stage from a podcast. That's why look, you don't have to have I'm not even here to sell you a podcast. I got nothing to sell you, okay? The reason I keep saying podcast is because there is zero barrier to entry and it costs nothing to get your message out there. And if you're going to be a speaker, a coach, a consultant of any kind at all, having a podcast is a natural way to get your message out there. Did you know that even if you do Facebook Lives, All you need to do is strip the audio out of those Facebook Lives and turn those audios into podcasts and put them out on iTunes and Spotify. Anybody see the deal Joe Rogan just signed with Spotify for $100 million that he's moved all of his intellectual content over now? $100 million. This guy just started his podcast in 2009, 4 years after I did. It has nothing to do with how long you've been doing it. It has to do, he's got some amazing guests. He knows how to do a great interview, and so do you. He doesn't have a zone of genius that you can't dial into. Do you think Joe Rogan has any, do you think he's any smarter than you are? Seriously? No, he's got no more intellectual capacity than you do. He just got started and believed in himself. And even if he didn't believe in himself, he probably faked it, because a lot of us have to do that. Anybody ever laid awake at night wondering, my God, I've got imposter syndrome. Holy cow. I'm out there telling everybody how great my life is, and it's falling apart. My kids hate me, my spouse hates me, my boss hates me, everybody hates me. And I'm sitting here posting on Facebook about how great, stay in the game. You miss 100% of shots you don't take. We've all done that, man. Nobody's got life figured out. But here's what those people who are going to pay you to get to point A to point B don't care about. They don't need the drama. Like, they don't need to know how bad, your personal life is or anything. But if you choose to get real with them, you might get more clients that way. I don't know. Like, I don't post all my dirty laundry out there on Facebook because I don't think anybody cares and wants to hear that. But I do know people who are very raw and very authentic, and they attract people into their sphere of influence because of that authenticity. So that's a choice, a personal choice for you, how far you want to take that. But I'm telling you, if you have imposter syndrome and you think just because you are out there posting about how great life is, we all know that's not true, but we also don't need drama 24/7. Has anybody else's Facebook feed turned into a sewer pipe directly going to their brain? I mean, do you get on Facebook and, oh my God, what? Seriously, another day of this? Like, we're going to talk about this all day, So choose to put out there what that point A is and what that point B is. Example, if it were me, like, use my example, steal my examples. Completely just rip it off. I don't care. Okay. You should be posting interviews like I just did with Ian. What did I post? I posted an interview with a guy who hired me to coach him, and it wasn't cheap. And he sold $12,000 in the last 3 weeks from a podcast that he didn't even have 2 months ago, from a coaching program that did not even exist. And probably, if he was honest with you, tell you that he doesn't even know what he's selling anyway. He's just selling the result of getting people from their point A to his point B. That's all he's selling. And if Ian can do it, you can do it. With no website. You don't need a website. You don't need a funnel. You don't need any kind of advertising. You need a message. You need to understand what the result is that you deliver. And you need to have confidence that you just need to get, if you've never sold anything before, you don't need to be charging $3 to $5 to 10 grand. Charge $1,000 for 90 days, which is ridiculously low for anybody in the coaching consulting space. Okay. Just so you can get a client, just so you can get somebody to look in their cell phone and say, wow, I worked with Roosevelt. It was amazing. Let me tell you something right now. Prior to working with Roosevelt, my life was A. After working with Roosevelt, my life was B. If you ever have an opportunity, run, don't walk, to get on this guy's calendar and hire him for the same reason I did. Thank you so much, Roosevelt. Do you think, and I haven't used Reason Roosevelt because I saw him on the webinar, do you think if you charge somebody $1,000 and only got them from point A to point B, remember, guys, it's just, you got to determine what your zone of genius is, what your message is, and what that point A and point B is, and you're off and running. Charge someone $1,000 for 90 days, which is ridiculous. And after 30 days, they're going to see improvement only if they show up. Remember, we're all adults here, big boys and big girls. You got to show up. If you're the client, if you were to hire me and we have a Zoom call and you don't do what it is that we talked about doing in masterminding, then how could I ever help you? Okay. However, if you do show up and you do put in the work and you do just this very simple method and formula, and you have great results, and I shoot you an email and I say, hey, Angie, or hey, Angel, or hey, Corey, congratulations on all your success. I'm so proud of you. Hey, would you do me a favor? I'm trying to attract more people like you. Would you mind shooting a 1-minute video on your smartphone and texting it to me so I can go find more people like you? Because I love working with you. And by the way, I'm so proud of you. That's it. That's how you build a business organically. Have I talked about anything so far that you guys think you can't do? We're 20 minutes in. We're almost done. It's a micro webinar, 100% content, no fluff. Have I mentioned anything that you think you can't do? Okay. No, you do this every day. You talk to people every day, helping them out, showing them how to do something that you know how to do just a little bit better. For example, if I wanted to teach people, for example, how to do Facebook ads, I would start right now. If I had a passion for that, like wanted to be a Facebook ad agency and I knew how to do it for myself, I would throw my hat in the ring right now. I would do a podcast about it. I would tell everybody I know about it, because you'd be amazed how many people are watching you. They're just not saying anything. They're just silently watching you to see what you're doing, what's going on in your life. And then you post out there, hey guys, I just launched a Facebook ad agency. I'm looking for 3 amazing clients at a heavily discounted rate to start working with. In return, you'll have to give a testimonial when we deliver results. That's it. That's how I would build a business right now if I was starting in that area, for example. I'm not, but if I was, that's how I would do it. And I would bring people on a retainer, $500 a month, which is 10% of what they're going to spend on an agency that's been around a few years. They're spending $5,000 a month. How do I know I am? So if I'm spending $5,000 a month, that doesn't include the cost of the ads. I'm spending $5,000 a month for a Facebook ad agency. Okay. Then you charge $500 a month and you deliver amazing results and you get video testimonials. That's it. And pretty soon that $500 a month or $1,000 a month turns to $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. That's how you scale up a one-on-one coaching, consulting, service deliverable type business. Because another thing people ask is, hey, I don't want to sell my time. I like that $97 a month times 30 every month that's coming in. Guys, do you know how often, do you know how real that is? Not often. What you see takes so much work to do. You got to build a funnel. You got to have money to split test just to get the data, not even to get clients, just to get the data. 3 months in, you're out a lot of money and you don't have any clients yet. You're barely breaking even. You're probably losing money. Now, over the long term, if you can stay in that game 2 to 3 years, you're going to build an amazing residual income. But if you're going to be doing something 2 to 3 years, why not make $100,000 while you're building that out? That's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying don't do that. I'm saying a lot of people are missing the low-hanging fruit of selling. And all you need to do, all Ian does, here, let me show you something. Does this look familiar? And by the way, if you have to go, I understand. You got to go. All right. How is this so far? I didn't even ask. Like, that's probably the worst webinar ever. You guys enjoy this information, or do you want me to hit the disconnect button? You can say, Sam, go pound salt, and I would be excited because I don't want to disappoint anybody. Okay. Are you getting value from this webinar? Yes or no? Let me know. I'm almost going to wrap up. I don't want to take too long here. Okay, cool. Yes, Nadia, keep going, Sharon. Okay, cool. This is great, Corey. All right. Hey, even if you're lying, I appreciate it. All right, Deborah, good stuff. I love it. Okay, Dan and John, everybody's on board. All right, cool. Yeah, there will be a replay. Somebody asked. I'll put it on my YouTube channel and in the Facebook group. Okay, this is what okay, so this is everydaysaturday.com. It's my website. Okay, everydaysaturday.com/calendar is my calendar. So there's me. Everybody here has a kitchen. That's my iPhone that I've got on a tripod. I got my tripod right here. Let me just hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Right now I got a light on it, but that's okay. Okay, this is the light I use when I do some photos and videos and things. This light probably costs $20 on Amazon. Let me know. But typically my phone. You know what's crazy? Hold on 1 second. My daughter Laura is calling me, and it's coming up on my watch as I'm doing this. You guys have kids? Yes. I have an electronic leash. You know what it is? It's called an Apple Watch. My kids can track me anywhere. She needs a ride to her friend's house. That's why I got to get rid of this webinar. All right. This tripod is on that kitchen table focused on me. Can you guys do that? You can get a tripod on Amazon for $20. Put your cell phone on it, shoot a video. In your kitchen, you integrate a calendar. You want to know what a free calendar is? Just go to calendly.com. Free. You'll be up and running in 5 minutes. Integrate that calendar on your website or just on your page, just any page. I mean, just put a page out there. I don't care if you lead pages, ClickFunnels, anything like that. So IAIN, ianhighfield.com. Let me know if this website looks familiar. Look familiar? Yep. Because success leaves clues. That's why. Why would we do anything different? This is how we made 12 grand in the last 3 weeks. There it is. See that? That's Calendly. Pick a time on his calendar. There's his YouTube video. That he's in his living room. I'm in my kitchen. I always tell my clients, be casual. And people like to see themselves in the video. So everybody has a kitchen, everybody has a living room, all right? So that's why it's important to make sure you mirror your customer. Now, if you're a lawyer, accountant, an engineer, then you're doing it with some, some books back here. If I was somebody that, was smart or something, I'd probably have like War and Peace, Moby Dick, things like that. So I could impress you. Some business books from John Maxwell, maybe up here, but that's not who I am. All right. I build $1 million movements for people. They pay me so we can get information like I'm sharing with you. People go to my calendar, they pick a time. I call them from my cell phone. I call them, okay? Not some virtual assistant halfway around the world. And I can tell within 30 seconds if they're gonna be a client or not, because I know if what do you like best about the Everyday Saturday platform? Remember, you gotta ask that question to people. What do you like best about my podcast? What do you like best about the message? Tell me about yourself. And within 2 minutes, you'll know if you're gonna bring them on as a client. And then you have a good, better, best program that you can present to them. And it's that simple, okay? It's not any more complicated. You got to have the Advil. You got to have the pain point. You got to be able to remove the pain they're in right now, which is bringing them from point A to point B using your zone of genius. That's it. That's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. That's all you need to do. Now, some of you may be thinking, that's easy for you, Sam. You make it sound so easy. Okay, I agree. It is easier for me. Doesn't mean I'm better than you. It just means I've been doing this 15 years. Of course it's going to be. Repetition decreases resistance. So here's my pitch, my big pitch. You ready for the big pitch? If you want to work together one-on-one and you want me to help build out your same platform, just get on my calendar. Go to everydaysaturday.com/calendar. I'll call you from my cell phone. It could be tonight. I'm not doing anything tonight. It's Wednesday night in Cincinnati. I'd love to talk to you on the phone, hear about your dream, your vision, and how you can be the next success story. And if the time isn't right now, then the time's not right now, all right? But if you feel this calling, like I've got to get this message out there and I would love to do it right the first time, what I sell is time. And that's what you sell. I sell time. You can't get time back. Time is a non-renewable resource. If you're trying to get into the coaching, consulting, services space and earn a lot of money, you're going to bang your head against the wall watching YouTube videos and buying courses on the internet that aren't going to get you forward nearly as quickly as you need to be. And if we work together, you'll be where you need to be in the next 45 days. All right. And if you're not there in the next 45 days, we'll keep working together. That's my commitment to everybody. So that's it. I want to help you. I'm looking for more clients, obviously. I'm looking for great people to work with. I want to help people build a movement using their zone of genius. I don't even care if you don't know what your zone of genius is. That's not even an issue. The issue is, are you ready? Okay. All right, guys. Corey, thank you so much. This was awesome. So simple. Exactly what I needed. Love the message. Love the delivery. You give me direction. Hey, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right. Angel Salucci, don't be a stranger. I'm going to actually hunt you down. I don't know why you don't stay in touch more. Just giving her a hard time. All right, guys. If I can help you, you know how to get a hold of me, okay? Get on my calendar. Let's book a call. I'm probably going to do another one of these micro webinars again, probably tomorrow or the next day. I just believe in it. I believe in it so much, like literally in the fiber of my being, all right? I'm going to put the recording inside our Facebook group on my YouTube channel. If I can help you guys in any way, anyhow, you let me know. And great haircut, John Daly. I appreciate that. Yeah, my wine tasting videos. Holla at your boy. All right. Have the best day ever, you guys. All right. Take care.